Howdy, Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man, coming to you from the island of Puerto Rico. Let me take these out. I hope this is a little better. I'm here smoking some Cavendish. See how you all doing? I just finished watching Blue Collar Piper, Eric Blue Collar Piper. I just like going to his site because he um he brings back all that nostalgic Eric Blue Collar Piper. And he just has such a positive attitude. You know, I'm so glad that his his babies, his family's doing okay. You know, somebody like that you kind of cheer for. Uh, I also saw the virtual pipe show, which was interesting. All the different cast of characters talking about pipes and uh, saw Matt Piper and saw Bremen Piper, Tunnel, St. David with the little jokes. and parsimonious as usual. Great guys. All you guys are great guys. I'm here smoking this French pipe with some cabbage dishes, enjoying a evening smoke. And here's the story. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But it was told to me in a tobacconist shop. I'm not sure if it was at Barclay Rex or JR shop or something like that. One of those old shops back in the 80s. Well, it goes like this. The Native Americans, you know, their view of pipe was very sacred, just like their view on burial grounds. Predominantly, most of the Native Americans were like that. And this is about the Lewis and Clark expeditions. For you guys that know, Lewis and Clark were commissioned to travel through Louisiana territory, survey it, draw pictures on it. Whatever the circumstances, they traveled across America, all the way up there to Oregon, I think, if I'm not mistaken, caught into the Oregon Trail. You know, this is a side note because, as I mentioned, Oregon, I knew a man. He's retired now. That actually traveled from up here in New York across the Oregon Trail, Appalachian Trail, the old Appalachian Trail. It took him like 6, 7 years, maybe even more, to finally finish. And I congratulate uh, the Rev. It was a Reverend. Every year he would take out time, get on the trail, and that's one of the things he did in his life. For 20 years, he did a lot of hiking. And you know the man who was a lawyer, executive lawyer, who brought me back a pipe from St. Claude. It was a customer, a regular customer. We got along. Every day he come in, I take out my time to talk to him about pipes, and he really he really enjoyed just talking to me. You know, about things in life. How you doing? How's it? He had a lot of money. He lived out there in the Hamptons, but he was down to earth. You know, back then you could still, back in the 70s and 80s, you still had guys that made themselves something from nothing. A lot of people were like that. They didn't have anything. They worked hard. They caught some lucks here and there. They invested well, and they made something of themselves, whether through education or their business savvy. I ran into these folks. Well, this one guy was telling me about Lewis and Clark, and I love West stories of the old West and things like that. There was that moment Lewis and Clark had to enter this certain Indian territory. I'm not sure if it was Blackfoot or some tribe out there in Louisiana territory, and they knew they were going to have difficulties passing through because there was already violence against pioneers that were heading out west on the Oregon Trail. So he got a hold of an old Scottish mountain man, and the mountain man told him, "Look, I know a chief. I want you to go visit him, do some trading. He's going to give you some tobacco. He's going to give you a peace pipe. You're going to, on the horse, when you come across these Indians, you're going to have the peace pipe. And here they used to put the tobacco. You're going to have tobacco." And on a ridge, as they were traveling, sun was setting. It was cold, it was damp. Might have been about this time of year, April, where it rains a lot. It was windy. You had passed Missouri, they were sitting out there. I think they passed Utah. And they were getting close to Oregon. And I think they ran into a bunch of Northwest Indians. You know, it's those Indians that had totem poles and believed in the spirits and totem poles and everything. Very religious. Some say they were descendants of Japanese that had come from Japan, were shipwrecked and settled with other Indians, and they had this very strong Oriental features. Well, the Indians were on top of this ridge, and they were in between two canyons. They were scared the Indians were going to attack them. So the Indian confronted them, and he stopped. He got off his horse, and he went over to him with the peace pipe. I'm not sure if it was Lewis or Clark, and they took an Indian interpreter. And the Indian, recognized the pipe, you know, and through sign language or talking, they sat down and they smoked their peace pipe. Medicine man, some of the elders, they went into their encampment. It was just about 14, 15 Indians. They had the teepees, they went up in there, smoked peace pipe. He was telling what they're doing. We're traveling up north, surveying this land. The Indian said, "It's the white man coming. More whites are coming." And this is because many white people from the white nations are heading this way. He tell me something. Lewis Clark was kind of sad, and he says, "Are they going to bring tobacco?" Lewis and Clark, "What? Are they going to bring tobacco like what you have? Are they going to come in peace?" He says, "For the most part, they're going to come in peace." The man said, or Indian man said, "Please, when they come to bring the peace pipe, to bring tobacco, that we may all sit together and enjoy life, enjoy Wakantanka, the Great Spirit." And so they gave him passage to the western and northwest passage, allowed them to go through. And that so moved, I don't know if it was Lewis or Clark, he was so moved then that when he sent a letter, he said, please come with pipes and tobacco for these Indians, you know? And then they reached, you know the rest. Lands were taken from the Indians. And that's my story. Because of a pipe and tobacco, and because the Native Americans had a sacred view of what the pipe stood for, the earth, fire, tobacco that comes from the earth, they were allowed safe passage. And so today, let us remember that when we get together and we smoke pipe and tobacco, we should always remember the contributions of the Native American, the contribution to America, which was tobacco and pipes. That's my story. Sailor the Piperman, Piper the Sailorman, signing off. Remember, pipe smoking is sacred.